Hey guys, so I've been doing a little bit of refactoring on this application because I've been learning about Firebase and how the security rules work, and I've moved some logic off of the cloud function into the actual logged in client. So I've been really busy today, working hard with a company in London, so forgive me if I'm a little bit tired, but let's see if we can explain what's going on here. So the actual users in the Firebase system themselves, there is some like logic. So the actual users in the system themselves, they only hold certain fields like email, display name, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to add a new field called username, and the username stuff is because like I want to be able to deep link to profiles. So like if you go to Twitter, you can see there's like you can log in with either the username or password. But in our case, we're just going to log in with email. But the username will be used for like profile linking, and it's quite an important part. So what we've done is that we're going to be saving stuff from the client. When I say client, I mean the Svelte application. And there's going to be like, for each user, there is a matching user ID within the user's table within authentication. I'm not going to click on that because that's where emails are stored. And so anyway, each user will have a unique field like this, and then we're storing usernames. So like for this one, these are all usernames. And so there's going to be like in Firebase, there's rules, and only Nikos can store data under here, but anybody can read in there. Now we set up these things with the database rules. So for example, in our case, we just want to be able to for people to read and write from anywhere on the database right now. They just have to be logged in, and if they want to write, then they have to match the path users and then the personal user ID there. So anything that's under users, then this path / that, they have to match the user ID person that's logged in. And it took me a while to figure that out. But once I figured it out, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So that code is actually stored within the Firebase settings and the database rules. So that's a nice way that you can deploy, and it uploads that for you automatically. So in terms of the application, what we've done is that under the settings page now, there's a section that stores the username. So let me just get this up started for you guys. So let's fire up this app. Looking good actually. What's going on there? Took a while to boot up there. I think that's just initializing some Firebase stuff. That's what the app does. The app only starts up once Firebase gets initiated. So anyway, let's just go to the settings page. You can see here that there's now a update personal settings, and that goes and stores. Actually, no, it's here. This is the username, and that will change the username on the back end. So if I just type something like Nikos1, and it actually tells us here what the username will be, and you can click that. And if we go to our Firebase section on database, Firebase is behaving pretty slow right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so anyway, we've updated the username. So that will be used for basically linking to profiles when we get to that section. So in terms of the code, so when they click submit on the username, then it's just going to go to this method here now, this new method. And we've got on the Firebase user store class, there's this method in here now. Now this Firebase user store is now kind of becoming more of a store file, plus also a lot of database stuff going on. So we might be able to have to refactor that at some point. But this is usual API calls here with the spinners, and what's going on now is that what we do is that we the logged in user accesses the database, and then they actually just write to this path here, and this stores the username. And then this whole section, users / this, will be able to store a whole bunch of other things. So for example, the next one of the things I'm going to be adding soon is going to be able to follow users. So what we'll do with that is that we'll have another section called following users or something, and we'll just store the user IDs of the other users. And then when the app starts up, I mean, visit user profiles, which we'll get to, will show who the person's following, and then if you're actually following a user on the profile page, we'll show that as well, and you can toggle it back and forth. So that is where we're heading with this app. I had some really good feedback from some of you guys and really liking this, so I'm going to keep doing this, and I heard it's quite helpful for people that want to get started quickly, and this Svelte stuff is very appealing, especially even for people from back-end languages that are actually liking this. So yeah, I'm going to keep taking this forward and refining this more and more and more, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys.